Hello students, a very good evening to all and welcome back to Daily Current Affairs of 10th of July. So these are the four important articles for today. So today we shall be discussing two articles from The Hindu and two articles I have taken from PIB and finally a practice question. The first very important article is about parrot-borne virus 4. So basically this virus has been seen for the first time in India. That's why it becomes more important. Second article is about the quasars. So recently ancient quasars have been discovered. So this article is very important from science and tech point of view. Next, we have the topic of National Mission for Clean Ganga. So this article is also very important from PIB. And finally, one article about the meeting of National Board of Wildlife. Yes, so let's discuss our first article. So first article is about parrot-borne virus 4. So this deadly bird virus is identified for the first time in India. So here, where in which regions this virus was detected? So it was detected in the captive parrots from Assam, Karnataka, and West Bengal. Captive parrots means the parrots which you keep as a pet. So in those kind of parrots, this parrot-borne virus was seen. So let's discuss what all things are important for the exam. The first important thing is that this parrot-borne virus or PABV4 is a virus that belongs to Bornaviridae family. So please remember, so under this Bornaviridae family, you would be having different kind of viruses, and from that we have one kind of virus, that is parrot-borne virus 4. So if we talk about if we talk about the entities which can be infected by this parrot-borne virus, so basically this will infect the cetacean birds. The meaning of cetacean birds means the parrots and the related birds which are seen, which are no very similar to the parrots. For example, in the image also you can see. So these are some of the images of cetacean birds, parrots and the related birds like parrots, macaw, parakeet, all these things. The first thing is which family it belongs. So it belongs to so it belongs to Bornaviridae family. And who it affects? So it affects to cetacean birds. Now, what will be the effect of this virus on the body of birds, on the body of parrot? So it causes proventricular dilation disease, and this disease is very serious because it affects the digestive as well as nervous system of these birds. So what kind of disease this virus will cause? It will cause proventricular dilation disease. This disease would be affecting the digestive as well as nervous system in the birds. Yes, so let's discuss about this proventricular dilation disease in detail. So see, this we discussed, right, that this disease will infect the digestive system as well as it will affect the nervous system. So first of all, let's discuss about the digestive system. So what will happen in digestive system? This disease will enlarge the proventriculars of the birds. So see, if we talk about the birds, so for example, here I am talking about the digestive system of the birds. So the digestive system of birds, especially the parrots, the digestive system have two parts. The first part will be proventriculus and second part will be known as the gizzard. So in what will happen in proventriculus, digestive juices will be released and the grinding of the food would be happening in the gizzard. So this PDT disease will enlarge the proventriculus so that the food cannot move easily through the digestive tract. So because of that, the birds cannot digest the food properly, and over a period of time, they will lose the weight. So this is the thing with the digestive system. If we talk about the nervous system, so if there is the coordination will be lost in the birds, and in the advanced stages, paralysis can also be seen. So this is the impact of this proventricular dilation disease, which is caused by parrot-borne virus. Now, next thing is how this virus spreads. So basically, this virus infects the birds, right? So this virus can be spread through different things. For example, droppings of the birds, or the saliva of the birds, or if you have any parrot as a pet and that parrot is infected by this virus. So in this, these type of contacts or these kind of things, this virus can be easily spread. Now, very important question is, will this virus be affecting the humans? So at least currently there is no evidence that this parrot-borne virus will be infecting humans. So mainly it is considered as a disease of birds. Now, in the beginning, we discussed that parrot bornavirus belongs to a large family, and that is Bornoviridae. So, in Bornoviridae, we have other kind of viruses also. And in Bornoviridae family, some viruses can affect humans, but this virus, that is parrot bornavirus, will not be affecting the humans. Yes, our next article is about the quasars. So here the context is that recently the Euclid Space Telescope, which is of European Space Agency, that telescope has discovered 31 ancient quasars, and after that, two oldest known quasars were also discovered. Now, after the discovery of these quasars, the mystery of how the universe have evolved over a period of time, that mystery has more deepened. So let's discuss how. So first of all, let's discuss that what are quasars. So if we talk about the definition, so quasars are the extremely bright center of a distant galaxy. So see, for example, here as you can see, this is a picture of galaxy. So here at the center of the galaxy, you would be having a very bright rotating center. So this kind of center we can call as the quasars. Now let's discuss how these quasars are formed. So see, this we will be discussing in detail. So see, please know this fact that every galaxy would be having a black hole at its center. So this is a fact that each and every galaxy would be having a black hole at its center. Now, the point here is that this galaxy would be surrounded with a lot of dust, a lot of gas particles, etc. etc. Now, since there is a black hole at the center, so because of this black hole, black hole have very high gravity. So because of very high gravity, all the dust particles and all the rock particles would be attracted towards the black hole and would be going inside the black hole because of the very high gravity. Now, after going near the black hole, inside the black hole, all these things would try to spiral. All these things will try to rotate around the black hole. And this rotatory disk can be considered as the accretion disk. Now, since because of this very high gravity and since all these gas and rock particles are rotating around the black hole, so because of gravity and because of very high friction which is created, huge amount of heat will be generated. And because of this huge amount of heat, the center of the galaxy would look like the lightening up. So there would be a huge amount of light, huge amount of radiation coming from the center of galaxy. So the center of the galaxy where you would see a huge amount of light, that center you will call as the quasars. Yes, so I think you understood. So basically, quasars are not the black hole. Quasars are the bright center of any galaxy, and that bright center is created because of the friction as well as because of the gravity, since the gas and rock particles are rotating around the black hole. Okay. Next thing is, so here in the news in the context we discussed that new ancient quasars are discovered. So what is new in this? Because many a times quasars are discovered. See, here point is that recently scientists have found the quasars which are only 670 million years old after the Big Bang. So see, consider this. Big Bang has happened, and after Big Bang, after 670 million years, these quasars are formed. So this, 670 million years means at that time only 5% of the universe was only involved. There was not everything was evolved in the universe. So see, here the mystery is, just now we discussed that for the formation of quasars, you will need a black hole, and that black hole will take everything inside, and those things would be rotating around the black hole. Heat will be generated, light will be generated. So here the primary thing for the formation of quasar is the black hole. Now, how black hole is formed? Black hole is formed when any star loses its fuel, and hence it will be converted into black hole, right? So for that, first of all, you would be having a star, then that star will lose the fuel, it will become black hole. After black hole, eventually this quasars will be formed. So actually, this complete thing would take billions of years to be formed. But here, what this telescope has found? This telescope has found that the ancient quasars are only 670 million years old. So this is a mystery. That formation of quasars would take billions of years, but how this is the case that in short period of time only these quasars are formed. So this was the overall mystery. Now, since this Euclid Space Telescope have discovered the quasars, let's discuss few things. So this telescope was launched by European Space Agency in 2023. So please remember this. And what are the main objectives? Objectives are very simple. The telescope have to explore all the things which are present in the space. So it would study the dark matter, dark energy, and it would create the 3D map of the universe. Yeah, now next thing. Next article is about National Mission for Clean Ganga. So recently, NMCG has focused on the nature-based solutions to deal with the water contamination in India. So let's discuss the context. Context is recently NMCG has launched two pilot projects near Yamuna River, and those pilot projects would be based on the nature-based solutions. And the solution which NMCG has used is the constructed wetlands to treat the wastewater, and then that treated water, we can dump in the rivers. So yes, first of all, let's understand that what is the scenario of water treatment in India. So as you know that if we talk about the wastewater in India, so it can have two categories. First can be the domestic wastewater, and second can be the industrial wastewater. So now these wastewater we cannot directly dump in the rivers, right? Because it would contaminate the river water. So what we do, first of all, we treat this water, and then we would dump this water in the river or the freshwater resources. Now for the treatment we use the sewage treatment plants, right? But the disadvantage with sewage treatment plants is that their construction is costly, their maintenance is costly, and they require huge amount of electricity. So small industries cannot use the sewage treatment plant. So that's why National Mission of Clean Ganga have come up with the nature based solutions to treat the wastewater in India. So now let's discuss what are nature based solutions. So these nature based solutions use the natural ecosystem to clean the water. So natural ecosystem like the ponds or wetlands, like the plants, microorganisms. So nature based solutions would be using these kind of methods to clean the water. So for example, in nature based solutions we could use many plants. So the root of plants can absorb many harmful metals. So this we call as the phytoremediation. So this is one of the method to clean the water using the nature-based solutions. All the microorganisms which are present in the soil, these microorganisms can break down the harmful components so that they are not discharged in the river water. Or if we talk about the wetlands, so if we construct the man-made wetlands, then the sand which is present in the wetlands, sand can filter all the harmful materials. So these are some of the solutions under the nature-based solutions. Now, in the context, we discussed that NMCG is using at present the constructed wetlands. Constructed wetlands means they are not the natural wetlands. They are artificially created, but we create the same kind of environment. You would be having many kind of plants in the wetlands. You would be having a lot of sand. You would be having rock or lot of stones and rocks. So we are creating wetland which is not natural, but that wetland would be functioning in a similar manner as the natural wetland. Now, since we have discussed about the National Mission of Clean Ganga, so let's go through the basic points for the prelims. The first thing is about NMCG is that NMCG is registered as a society under Society Registration Act. But this does not end here. It is registered as a society. Next thing is it is a statutory body. Earlier it wasn't a statutory body, but now NMCG is a statutory body. And what is the statute? That is Environment Protection Act. So please remember, it is registered as a society also, and it is a statutory body also. Next thing is NMCG act as the earlier NMCG used to act as the implementation arm of National Ganga River Basin Authority, but this authority have been dissolved in 2016, and in place of this authority now we have new authority, that is National Ganga Council. So earlier NMCG used to be the implementation authority of National Ganga River Basin Authority, but this authority was dissolved and now we have new authority, that is National Ganga Council. And please remember, it is registered as a society and it is a statutory body. Now coming to next topic. Next topic is about the meeting of the Standing Committee of National Board of Wildlife. So recently 91st meeting of the Standing Committee of this board have taken place in Coimbatore. And what were the discussions under the meeting? So major discussions were related to wildlife conservation programs, related to the clearance for the development projects, especially in the protected regions, etc., etc. So many things are not important. Just you have to know basic points about the National Board of Wildlife. Second thing, the Standing Committee of National Board of Wildlife. So if we talk about this board, so this is a statutory body, and under which statute it was formed? So it was formed under Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. And if we talk about the mandate, so this is the topmost body which would be dealing with all the matters related to wildlife conservation in India. So please remember this. Next thing is, let's discuss about the organizational structure. So here National Board of Wildlife is around 47 member committee. This is not important. Important thing is who heads or who chairs National Board of Wildlife. So this board will be chaired by the Prime Minister of India, and the vice chairperson would be the Ministry of Environment. So please remember, chairperson is not the Ministry of Environment, chairperson is Prime Minister, vice chairperson would be Ministry of Environment. Now, other important thing is that since this is National Board of Wildlife, you would be thinking that all the members would be related to the wildlife protection and all. But this board also has the members, this board also has Chief of Army Staff, Defense Secretary, Expenditure Secretary to the Government of India as the members. So please remember, all these members are also included under National Board of Wildlife. Next thing is, let's discuss about the Standing Committee of the National Board of Wildlife, because in the context we discussed about the Standing Committee. So please remember that in this Standing Committee, not more than 10 members can be there of National Board of Wildlife. So there is a national board. So this board we just discussed that it is a 47 member committee board. So here in Standing Committee, not more than 10 members can be there. And this committee will be chaired by Ministry of Environment. So that board was chaired by Prime Minister, but Standing Committee will be chaired by the Ministry of Environment. So see, National Board of Wildlife cannot frequently meet. That's why we have this provision of Standing Committee, which can frequently meet and which can discuss the development projects. Now, if we talk about the mandate of the Standing Committee, so basically Standing Committee is the clearance giving body of Ministry of Environment. That means, see, for example, there are many protected areas in India, for example, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, eco-sensitive zones, etc., etc. Now, in these protected areas, if we want to divert some land of this protected area to the infrastructure development, for example, you have to lay down the railway tracks, or you have to develop the highways or bridges or flyovers, and if you have to divert the land of these protected areas, then the clearance will be given by the Standing Committee of National Board of Wildlife. So here, if we talk about the mandate of National Board of Wildlife, so basically it would be the policy making entity, but the project evaluation and the clearance for the land diversion will be given by the Standing Committee of National Board of Wildlife. Okay, so a question for you. Question will be, parrot virus 4 recently seen in news primarily infects poultry birds, waterfowl, cetacean birds as well as raptors. So try to give answer in the comment section. Another question we have. Question is, a quasar is best described as, first, a rapidly rotating neutron star, second, the extremely luminous center of a galaxy, third, a young star surrounded by planets, and final, a type of dark matter. So you have to give answer of these questions in the comment section. So that's all from my side for